Wow, welcome to San Miguel TV. We are live once again. Welcome, everybody. I'm waiting on my guests right now. I don't know if they're waiting in the background, but looks like we got a few people on already. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to San Miguel TV. Let me see if I should put this sideways, if that'll work. Nah, you keep it like this. But supposed to have a guest. Is General Ashar, Ya'ala. He was on before. What's going on, Negi Springfield? So my guest is supposed to be General Ashar Ya'ala. Supposed to have a guest. I just wanted to go live at 8:30. I didn't want to keep pushing it back. But he was on. See if I can share that link though, because I shared it to somebody else too. Supposed to be General Ashar Ya'ala. If I could copy the link. And then I just wanted to go live at 8:30. Yeah, almost. Oh, here we go. Brother is on right now. Should be on. There you go. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Good.
San Miguel TV.
Yes, sir. Let me see what I got to do here real quick. I can hear the YouTube echo. Okay, so YouTube has to be muted. Mute microphone.
The audio is gone.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said my audio was gone for a while?
Yes, it went off for a second.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but is there an echo? Did you hear an echo?
A little bit. It's not too bad.
I don't know why that is. I have no clue why that is. Yeah, man. How you doing, man?
All is well, man. Out here making the money.
That's right. That's right. That's what we got to do out here. It says it's on the YouTube channel. Yeah. So, damn, I wish I could stop that somehow. So that is, but let me see here. Yeah, man. I hope it's not such a big problem. Really messing with the sound.
Yeah, the sound is. I don't know what's that noise.
What do you hear? What you hearing?
I don't know. Maybe it's a background. Something in the background.
Try to get back on. I'm gonna remove you and see if I don't know if I can fix something, but try to get back on. I'm just gonna remove you. I don't know if it was like that the whole time. Just give me. I'm gonna remove you right now. Just come back on, okay?
All right.
For now. Here, anything I can do. Video on the tab in your browser. Nah, it's just on my. See, nope. Yeah, no, it's just on. I'm on through my phone pretty much. Maybe, yeah, you know what? Give me a second here. I'm gonna add a guest. Jimmy Jordan, what's going on? Yeah, this is my first time like going on this channel, and then on my phone, and then with a guest because San Miguel TV won't let me add a guest through the phone. It only lets me do that through the laptop. So I'm gonna add the brother right now, General Ashar Ya'ala. Can you hear me? Yeah, there's some background. Give me 1 second, man. I think I might have to start this up again. Yeah, damn. How does it
Yeah.
happen? Good. Got it on the YouTube.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Is it better now? Let me see. Maybe the sound is gone now. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't think there's an echo anymore, so I think we fixed the problem, which is good. I think I was on in the background. That's probably what happened. Yeah, good, good, good. All right.
Jimmy
So,
Jordan,
yeah, Jimmy Jordan.
Mr. Springfield. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Does he? Do we? Is the volume good for y'all? Everybody that's on. Is the volume good for both of us? Is it like is there somebody louder than the other? You know, because you're coming through to me at least a little bit low.
I'm coming through low.
Yeah, I can still hear you, but a
I
little
got
bit.
it up as loud as I can.
If you try to cut me off, like if I'm talking, I won't be able to hear you too good. But I'll try to listen up for when you need to put your word in. But I mean, what really sparked this live? I mean, we've been wanting to go back live again together since last time. Pretty much wanted to do it immediately. Yes, just say who you are. You know, for the record.
Yeah, yeah. This is AKA Sharia Allah from the old ISUPK, from the old ICUPK.
Right. Right.
Um, I came into the church in 1997, and I left in the year 2000. Seems like I'm too close. I'm a truck driver, so I ain't trying to look pretty, especially for a bunch of men.
It's all good, man. Same
So,
thing.
yeah, I was first. Let me just, if I can just, I made a couple videos, and I was challenging Nathaniel from the where is he from the IUIC.
Yes.
I made a couple videos to challenge Bishop Nathaniel and on the color of Christ and his hair and his head being like wool and all of that stuff, right? I actually challenged him $10,000, but because I know it's a large church, something is the sound is really messed up now.
Is everything good for the audience? I'm good. It's good on my end, just so you know.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. You coming
I don't
through
know.
good on my end, you're just a little low, but I think that's just for me. Everybody else here.
Yeah, it's some background. Okay, this is better.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can hear myself, but this is better. So yeah, I was challenging IUIC, anybody from the IUIC. Um, echoing, yes. $10,000, a $10,000 bet that he can prove
Yeah.
Christ is back, black in Revelations. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, it's messed up.
Hmm. Try to see if there's something open in the background, maybe. That's
I'm gonna
probably
try
not
to take. Let me see if I can take this off and see if you can still hear me without the Bluetooth. Hold on.
okay. You might have to disconnect it from your phone. But
Can you hear me?
I hear you, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is that
Probably,
better?
yeah. Somebody says it's his headphones, I think. That's Jimmy Jordan.
Now I can't really hear you that well.
Oh no? Maybe it's because I'm a little far from my phone. I try to place it in a certain. I don't know. It should be louder. My volume is turned up.
Well, this is better. So when I'm done talking, I'll just listen.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, I was challenging the IUIC. I challenged the IUIC to a $10,000 bet, and then I thought about how many churches they have, and I realized that $10,000 is probably not a good bet. It's probably not enough money. So I upped the bet to $25,000, and I said to them that we can prove that we have the money, cash money or whatever, and come out with a challenge, and it can be hosted on maybe SignNet or somebody with a big channel or something like that, or whoever, whatever channel. And
Right.
and then of course they never responded. Um, it is the headphones, I think. Okay, so
You good?
yeah, they never responded, and the point being is that
I know that they weren't going to respond, and it's one of the reasons why I harp on the small things about this Hebrew Israelite doctrine
Okay.
is because those are the base roots for the doctrine.
Right.
And you really have to be uneducated in the English language for that type of doctrine to 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 have you fall for it.
I
You
think that's
know,
the best way to do it. Is one doctrine at a time. You know. Can you hear me good?
I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. I was just saying that's the way I like to do it. Just one point at a time. You know, like the Zondervan Bible Dictionary gets pulled out, the Apocrypha gets pulled out. They take you all over the place when they get cornered in one point. So then I don't want them to run. I want to deal with everything they say because if you got the truth and you're dealing with the Lord, then everything you say is the truth. So if I corner you at one point, why you run into another one? But my bad, to cut you off.
Oh no, you know what? You bring up a very valid point because even the precept upon precept, the way that they interpret that scripture is even incorrect.
Okay.
That line upon line, here a little and there a little, and they try to take scriptures to intellectualize an understanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right. So I think Springfield just was, saying it's quite clear that his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, talking about color.
Yeah.
And then they'll take you to Daniel 7 and 9 to say, see, the Ancient of Days did sit, and the hair of his head was like the pure wool. Well, pure wool is white.
Yeah. Pure means white.
You see what I mean? So it's like you can
Yeah.
allow those scriptures to go over your head because you polarize or idolize the person that is saying these things and become drawn by it opposed to actually listening to what's being said because
Uh,
looking for some type of identity and something to be, to belong to. And that's how I got caught.
you say they
That's how
idolize
I got caught in it.
leaders, right?
You know what I mean? That's how I became a member
Hey,
because,
Yala, Salakia General. You're saying that you think they idolize Nathaniel for sure.
yeah, they idolize the leaders of these churches.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And, it's almost like, and it's sad to say this, it's almost like a hoe that does what the pimp says.
yeah. It's the humans have the tendency to always remember the good things and forget the bad things that people do. Like especially if you already have a bias and it's a leader, they don't notice those little things. Like with the ICGJC, they kind of overlook the doll, the failed prophecy of H1N1 vaccine, the year 2000 prophecy. Which you were there for that. You
Yeah, I
spoke.
was I was there for that, man. And after all of the failed prophecies, like I said before, man, um, that's when I left. I left in the year 2000, and it was just
My bad. Go ahead. I didn't mean to.
no, you good. I was looking at the comments.
Oh yeah,
Um,
look at the comments.
so that's when I had left, man, in the year 2000. But today, and this is the reason why I had texted you yesterday, and I wanted to call you while it was fresh on my mind. But
Yes,
I
sir.
was watching a video where a guy put up he put up a sheet and he highlighted the Zondervan Bible Dictionary part where they talked about Ham,
Right. Right.
where they talked about Ham, and we all know how it goes. Ham, one of the 8 sons of Noah or whatever, and he became the progenitor of the dark races. It goes something like that.
Right.
One of the 8 persons that lived through the flood or something, and Ham was one of the sons of Noah. And it talks about how Ham became the progenitor. Now, if we examine the word progenitor, that
Yeah.
that means the father, right?
Yes.
He's the one like the beginning of, or this is where it started.
Right.
And it said he became the father of the dark races. Now, what what needs to be understood is that this was after the flood. And why is it that this one son is being called the father of the dark races?
Yeah. Because Ham, Shem, and Japheth, according to Hebrew Israelites, they're all black, and so is Noah. Um, so yeah, that's where that's where it's just we don't know exactly what they meant when they wrote that in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary under the definition for Ham. Um, it was written in what, the 80s, 1980 something, I believe. The Zondervan was published. At least the one that I had, which was like the purplish one with the hill with the mountain, and a photo of a mountain on the cover. And we also used to go in that Bible dictionary, which is it's kind of like the starter pack for a One West Hebrew Israelite. It's the Apocrypha of the Bible, the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and the Josephus, and then all the other books, Sex and Race and Babylon to Timbuktu. It's like the Zondervan Bible Dictionary is used, and especially for that point, not the Negroes.
Right, right, and that's correct. The problem that I have with that is if he became the progenitor of the dark races, then how do you justify breaking down Jeremiah 14:2 to say that the Jews were different?
Oh my God! Right, right.
How do you justify breaking down the Jews being different shades of brown?
Yeah, you see, but they'll run with certain things. They know these Hebrew Israelites and people in that mind state of just you're cherry picking things to confirm your beliefs instead of looking for the rebuttals against what you believe, and trying to falsify. You're supposed to try to falsify something instead of looking for things that confirm it. Falsify it. Well, you can find things that confirm and interpret shit in a way, and it's like this is what they do, but it's kind of like that line upon line, here a little and there a little. It's like they just take here a little from Zondervan. They don't even read the full thing. They just want to point out the part where it says, but not the Negroes. So, okay, so it's saying not the Negroes, and then they jump to, so therefore, the Negroes come from Shem, and the African Americans are Israelites. And then they just go off on a tangent and assume all types of things. And it's just one more little a little bullet in the arsenal or whatever, a little weapon that they can pull when they jump from one thing to another. And just in case you corner me here, oh, I got this. Well, what about this? And what about this? And that's called gish galloping, where you kind of like make your opponent dizzy, and then you confuse them by throwing out multiple things that they need to debate. And it's like, well, let's just stick to one point at a time, like I did with the 10 tribes when I called ISUPK a few times. And I said, I specifically want to deal with the Father Nazario stones and how you guys say that these stones had Hebrew on them. Lo and behold, not too long after that, once the dude got cornered, but what are you going to do with all the other plethora of evidence? And then they throw out the Las Lunas stones, the Back Creek stone. They'll go everywhere just to make you kind of like, damn, where do I go? Now I'm like, you don't know what to attack. And yeah, that's a bait tactic, man. But
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, man. Who else? Let me see who else is in the chat. Let me see if we got any questions because we
So
freestyle.
here's the thing about prior to Abraham, they weren't even the thing about being a Hebrew Israelite, they weren't Israelites, they weren't even a race of people in Genesis.
Okay. Yeah.
They weren't even a race of people yet.
Right.
Remember, Abram was called the Hebrew.
Yeah. Abram the Hebrew, not the Israelite or not the Jew. Definitely not the Jew because that came way later. Yeah.
Which which is a language.
The language. Yeah. Where was he from? Of the Chaldeans?
Of the Chaldeans,
Right.
which were what?
Like
Witches.
Acadians? Acadians?
They were African witches. Well, not
Because
African because it wasn't really a race of people, but these the point.
say something. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sir. Something real quick, because if you look at the comment section, some people wanted to come on, and my man Combat Conversation. This is my brother. He's been on before. I don't know. I mean, he's given his name is William Kreider, the Black Atheist, the former ICGJC member from Baltimore, who's known as Combat Conversation on YouTube. He'll snap your neck and your arm in 5 places. But nah, that's my brother. He's a good dude. I wanted to get him on, and remember I told you, Ashar Yala, that I wanted to get somebody else on. I think that this setup through my phone, ladies and gentlemen, probably mostly guys on here, but it only allows for two people at a time, and I think that's the problem because I spent.
it's not working, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it only allows for 2 people at a time because
Hello?
I don't know why the San Miguel TV channel don't even give me this option. But this is San Miguel TV radio. I got a little bit of a following on this, and they just recently allowed me to go live. But so I don't know how this works. And my bad. Will, my bad, Negi. I sent Negi the link to join. But I'm gonna kick it with my brother. If y'all want to stay and talk and listen, I'm kicking it with a Yala. Sorry to cut you off, my man. Let's go back to what you were saying, though. You know, yeah,
Yeah, not a problem, man. It's. I was just trying to figure out why we couldn't get a better audio. Um, and why it's like this. But
right. My bad. But yeah,
it's all right. So yeah, man, the people in Genesis they weren't even a race of people.
right,
When they say Abram, Hebrew is not a race of people.
right. It's a language.
It's a language.
They say that it's the first language. This is the holy tongue. So the angels speak Hebrew, is what they say, right?
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah, the
But
angels speak Hebrew. So the
Hebrew,
point making is that
yeah,
Abraham was told that he'll be a father of nations, a father of many nations. And Israel or Israelites did not start to exist until Jacob wrestled with an angel.
right. Well, the
So,
name, yeah,
no, go ahead. You good?
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, the name, yeah, definitely.
Right. So,
And they went to Egypt. The 12 sons, and then they were 70 or something like that. And yeah, they make it seem as the inception of this nation was in Egypt, pretty much, and that's not historical
right.
at all.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Right,
So, when, you know, um, so the point of it, the matter was about the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and them talking about him being the progenitor of the dark races.
right,
Uh, they want it is. I think that I'm not sure. I got to really do my research, some more research on that Zondervan Bible Dictionary because they weren't, and that's my point. They weren't a race of people.
huh,
So I guess it was just, lack of a better word to say, he became the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. Um, for a more updated understanding and translation for something, it all goes to show that it was a race bait. It was a race bait doctrine,
right.
you know, with tying those things in to the Bible to one thing that I hate. Bill Meyer said this the best. One thing I hate about prophecy is self-fulfilling prophecy.
Who's Bill Maher? Yeah.
Bill Meyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Self-fulfilling prophecy. When you're injecting yourself to being those people when you're not.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like what they call the I forget what they call it, but it's like um, it's a psychological term for it. But yeah, definitely it's self fulfilling because you already know the details of a thing that you think is supposed to happen, and now you can look, and especially we're dealing with scriptures, and then they want to specifically just deal with the King James version of the Bible, which is another dialect of English. Pretty much, it's this is they speak completely different than what we understand today. Especially you talking about people from the hood. Not to say that everybody in this Hebrew Israelite thing is from the hood, but a lot of us are. And being a former teacher and a Hebrew Academy teacher, and over the academics department in the Hebrew Academy, I saw the illiteracy of the people in in Florida, the recruits for a few years, and it was bad. And now you're going to throw at them this Quaker. It's not even. It's British English is what it is. Hebrew. That's another lie. Hebrew Israelites say, "Oh, this is old Quaker English, 1611," and it's no. It's just called British English, which
Right.
comes from old Quaker English. But yeah, and then you show them Zondervan Bible Dictionary. So it's like this is official. You see, they use the what's called the appeal of authority, right? Because it's like, okay, now they're giving it up. They're kind of saying, well, even the they'll tell you even the white man admits it. But the reason why they're going there is because they know this. Oh, you see, this is some type of authority now. And it's like you don't know what they meant by not the Negroes. They could be trying to They could be trying to degrade African Americans, which I guess that's what they're referring to as the Negroes, right? That
And you make another valid point, because here's the other thing about, because they would do that a lot. They would say, well, even the white man admitted it, or even the white man um can tell the truth. But
right.
how can he tell the truth if he is considered the devil,
Huh. He's the father of lies.
the father of lies?
Right.
But they will validate something a white person would say over one of their own.
Yeah. It's funny how they conveniently will pick something out and say, even the white man this, but they constantly use the logic that, well, this is coming from the white man, so therefore you got to be careful and be suspicious and don't even trust it and double check it. I don't care if the white man tells you the sky is blue. I still got to look up to verify. I've heard many Hebrew Israelites say that. I was going to name somebody specific, but I mean I could remember it. I don't care if the white man tells me that my skin is black. I'm gonna look at my skin just to verify it. So, but okay, why are you saying then even the white man? It doesn't matter about who's saying it. It seems but yeah, it's funny. It's funny, but that Zondervan Bible Dictionary was a thing for me at least. I took that as, oh snap, they're telling you the truth here in academics and scholarship, and it's like there's no proof that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or Shem, Ham, and Japheth existed in the first place. No proof about that anyway.
That's a fact.
Well, you just gotta assume that it's true. You just play along with these guys.
I was looking at and we kind of like freestyling with this right now. I was
Yep.
looking at I was looking at the ISUPK, and just on the simple fact that the street teachings aren't like they used to anymore, and um and they really have died out. So what they have started doing was, what I realized they were doing was attaching themselves to the house of consciousness,
Mm,
to the
the conscious community.
Pan African guys, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they attach themselves to them to stay relevant.
Mm.
And it's almost to the point of, here's the thing. I see an ISUPK is this guy about, I say he about maybe 5'7", 5'8". He's a white man. He's a white guy in the ISUPK. And for the life of me, I remember being in the school and it was vowed that no Edomite, I'm gonna just start using the word Edomite.
Right.
There would be no Edomites allowed in the school and in the camps. And when I'm looking at ISUPK, I think you had called into one of the shows.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier
Yeah,
when I spoke.
I saw, I was listening to that, and you was talking to the Edomite guy.
Oh, that's who you're talking about? That's Captain Kataza, I believe.
Right,
You
right.
remember Polite getting on him and saying that if the white man is the devil and it's obvious that he's swimming in your gene pool, he said, "What have you done to destroy that demonic force or that evil thing that's clearly inside of you?" And his rebuttal was, "Who told you that I'm the white man? Who told you that I'm the white man? It's your father's seed, your father's seed, your father's seed." Come on, man. That
And you
father.
know what? And that's another. That's you're absolutely right, because see, the contradiction comes in like this, from what I understand and from what I remember, that let everybody come in. This is how it was.
Yeah.
First, it was skin color. If
Right.
you looked like an Edomite, you wasn't allowed in. But
Okay.
if you had the spirit of a Jake,
Hmm.
regardless of your skin color, then you were allowed in. So it progressively evolved and changed. And I'm gonna tell you why why you might see an Edomite in the camp right now. You know why you might see an Edomite in the camp right now is because he's giving up the most money.
And he has white guilt.
Right.
Yeah. Think about it. This is a pretty persuasive doctrine in a way, you know, to people that are not ready for this. I wasn't ready for this at all, you know. But this is why I do the channel. And this was really, this channel is mostly, I mean, it's supposed to be a music channel. We could talk about music too. We did that a little bit, but the reason why I want to go live here and maybe I'll start using this channel a little more is because I got 2 strikes on my other channel. They trying to take that my San Miguel TV down. So I had edited a video. My most popular video on San Miguel TV radio is a song called Queen's Day with Nas, Prodigy, and originally had Run DMC, Reverend Run on it. I took him out, and I just did what I usually do for my Instagram. I like to edit, and I like to do video mashups, and just create videos for songs that I like that never was never a video for, and it's like it revives the song all over again. And I got 91,000 views in the last a month and a half or 2 months for that song, and I got a little bit of a following now. So anybody that's new, welcome. If you like what we're talking about here, subscribe to my channel, San Miguel TV. That's the original one. You'll see the avatar of the TV as the logo. But this is San Miguel TV Radio. If you don't, you could tune out or tune in. We just talking about Black Hebrew Israelite stuff. Let me, real quick, my brother, let me just go through what a Black Hebrew Israelite is. What are these Hebrew Israelites? Now, these are usually African Americans that uh, pretty much started up. There's different people. I mean, we're still finding out more and more evidence about who are the first Black Americans. Who is the first Black American to say that he's a descendant, or Black people are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I know Frank Cherry comes up. There's a few. I mean, going back to Abba Bivens, because this is what we know. General, I'll call you. You still got that rank in my mind. You go back to this ICGJC or ISUPK, ICUPK. These are all acronyms for the church, same church, and usually the same doctrine. But when you go further back, it wasn't any Native American or Brazilian Indians, Puerto Rican Indians. It was black. It was black Brazilians, Afro Latinos. That's what I think I remember hearing from Abba Bivens or Yaikwab, which is I forget his name, Sherrod, Peter Sherrod, I believe, and Ariyah, who is like a worship figure, right? Like Ariyah is one of those people that, and you could find people that idolize Ariyah in all camps almost, especially, of course, ICGJC, where he still is. It's the same organization with a different name. But you go to GMS, and they got a prophecy in GMS that's they believe Ariyah is going to come back because he's a man of the Lord, and he's just deceived right now. But because he's the one that created the 12 tribes sign, and there's videos on YouTube that he's saying where this is when it started, where they started incorporating the Brazilian Indians, the Colombian Indians, South American Indians, Central American Indians, the Mexican Indians, the Cuban Indians. So it's no longer the Afro Latinos, the Afro Cubans. It's now they're incorporating these indigenous people that were already here in the Americas before slavery began, the transatlantic slavery began in 16. I mean, there's some evidence in the 1500s of slaves ending up in South America or Panama. That's a whole other story. But regardless, now they're claiming, and this all stems out of 1 West 125th Street. This is the address where this shit began, where they are now including Mexicans on this 12 tribes chart with Haitians. Now you have indigenous people that's been in the Americas for I mean, we're talking about millennium, like millenniums. And then there's a slave trade that happens, and they come across. They take Africans mostly from Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Senegal, West Africa, Ivory Coast, and they bring these people to work. And this is property which the Bible condones uh, uh, be owning people as property. This property, which are human beings, are brought to a whole new land to work, to labor for free, and they got abused. And there was contentions between the Native Americans and the Africans, the runaways that would come to Florida. There was a lot of problems, but the thing is that they're saying these people are the same. How so? How is there's This is another problem that I have with this, and I wanted to revisit all these doctrines. This 12 tribes doctrine, specifically including the 10 tribes, which is really nine. If you look at the chart, nine of the 12 are either Native American or Latino, but they call them the 10 tribes because I guess Dan. But did that ever bother you? Like you're seeing these white Puerto Ricans, and look. I mean, look at myself. I'm not that white, but the majority of my DNA is European, like straight up. You know, but there was a culture that united blacks and Hispanics, and I think that's what brought me in. I was the type. I was the the black girls Hispanic guy, pretty much. I was that dude that would chill with anybody. It don't matter. New York City's just like that. And I came up in an era where, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the '60s, so I didn't see this overt just race, but I saw something, and I knew that I would get thrown in right there. Oh, you're just like them. You're like the swag. Look at how you dress, and so I clicked up with it. It made sense to me. There was already a worldview in my mind that kind of made me lean more towards this type of thing. So it's not just the Hebrew Israelite doctrine or doctrines. There's a worldview that kind of like uh, uh, plays along with the type of things that they say, and they have to exaggerate this racism, that oppression. They have to exaggerate it and overestimate it because why else would you need salvation? So it's like, like if
Yeah,
Jesus come back and save us, they have to make it seem as if it's horrible out here, man. You see all this racism, you can't succeed in the white man, and it's like, all right, take it easy. I see the errors of my ways, and we can go into a lot of doctrines, man. But I wanted to cover some of those, man. But
yeah, no, man, you make very good points, and it's just like when it's a shock for some people to date their own race.
Right.
Like I have, and some Edomites, so-called Edomites, that grew up around my way.
Edomites are the so-called white people, just for clarification if somebody. But yeah, yeah.
So I grew up with some Edomites grew up around my way, and it would be a shock for them to date a Edomite woman.
Oh, right.
It would be a shock
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they never did that before. They never dated outside of my race,
Like Robert De Niro.
outside of black people. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
And that's where that's part of where that spirit thing come from with the Israelite church.
Right.
He got the spirit of Jake, so he got to be an Israelite regardless of his skin, like you
There,
was just saying.
yeah. So there's no proof that this person is an Israelite or a black, which is supposed to be a black Hebrew Israelite, a Negro, somebody that is, because they say Jesus Christ, the tribe of Judah, at least, and Benjamin and Levi, they're dark skinned. These are the black tribes.
Right.
But they say, well, the 10 tribes were originally black anyways, but they have mingled amongst the heathen now, and they're like a cake not turned, and they use all those scriptures, or they're like a speckled bird. And now, okay, so then, yeah,
Jeremiah 12:9, I believe.
what's that?
I
Sorry.
said I believe that's Jeremiah 12:9.
I believe so. No, you are right. You are right. That's it. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, what, like the dude that's on here, the brother, I always say this term brother. It's just whatever. It's my brother, Negi Springfield, right? He was on a group, which is an internet based Israelite group called the Torah Knights, right? So instead of them saying that Negi, because Negi's white, instead of them saying that Negi uh, he has the spirit of a Jake, so he must be a Jake, and he believes. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, and if you come to the church, and if you believe, then that means. But hold on, they ain't gonna be no nations or Gentiles, any other nation that still agrees with you and can't be let in. So anybody that agrees, that just this is crazy logic, man. But with Torah Knights, they didn't say Negi was an Israelite. They said, okay, you're an Edomite as far as we know, but they still allowed they allow Edomites along with GOCC, the gathering of Christ Church. Um, but a place like a group like ISUPK or GMS, they'll allow white people in, but they won't say no. He's not an Edomite. I can tell because I have a feeling. I have a gut feeling because his spirit, and he plays basketball good, or he likes to date black girls, and look how he dances. Sometimes they'll say he got the spirit of a Jake. Tahar, stay doing that. He's
Yeah,
a
man. Yeah, and it's
why?
in the 12 tribe thing.
Yeah.
The 12 tribe sign and the doctrine behind that is easily cut, as they say, with one is not a Jew um
Outwardly.
outwardly, but one is a Jew inwardly,
Hmm.
not by circumcision of the flesh, but circumcision of the heart.
Right.
The 12 tribe sign can be done and finished with one, according to the doctrine, according to the Bible, with one scripture. You
Right.
know, another scripture they kill me with
What's that?
is Romans 9, when it
Huh.
talks about whose are the fathers and who pertaineth the law, who
Yeah.
are Israelites, as if it's asking a question, when that who are Israelites is not even asking a question. And and what Paul was describing was the fact that he he was an Israelite, but yet he still went to convert people into the religion of being, one of God's chosen people.
Yeah. It's a
So
religion.
he was like saying, even though all that stuff was given to us, it doesn't It doesn't mean anything according to the flesh.
Right. Right.
That's what he was actually saying. So
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
not,
know, man.
not
It's
by it's by God is what they say. It's not by choice, you
right.
know, because Esau was the elder, but in Jacob shall his seed be called. And it starts to go into how, this is how God wanted it back then. And now it's like, because they pretty much were divorced, according to what book is that? Ezekiel, where God gave the children of it, the nation of Israel, a bill of divorce, and said that you're a whore. And he had one of these prophets. Who was the prophet that married a whore? Micah. Um, Forget
Yeah,
which
I
was.
can't remember that one.
What's I don't know if it was Ezekiel. I think it was Ezekiel. I got it. I probably got it all wrong. It could have been. I believe it was Micah. I could be wrong. I know there's Joel. I'm trying to remember those minor prophets, but one of them, he said, "Why don't you go marry a whore, and you can see what they've done to me with the children of Israel? Now you know how I feel, because the children of Israel have been whoring around, and they're like a whorish woman, and they've broken my heart, because God is married to the nation of Israel." And
Right.
the Bible, even when you go in the gospel, that there's a what the synoptic gospel is, that sometimes it looked like, yeah, this is meant to be towards the Jews, Israelites. The Lord didn't. It's not meat, the bread that falls from the children's table, and to give it to dogs. I'm here for my people. He came to save his people from their
It
sin.
was Hosea.
Yeah. What's that?
It was Hosea that married.
Hosea. Right. Yes. Yes. That's a book of 10 or 11 chapters, maybe 12. Yes. Yes. Hosea is supposed to be an Ephraimite, I believe. I'm not sure. I think so. So
It
yeah.
says Hosea was an Old Testament prophet that God used in a very unique way. Not only did Hosea speak the words of God, but God turned his very life and marriage into a living parable for the
Huh.
people of God to see and witness. The
Right.
Lord had Hosea marry a prostitute named Gomer.
Gomer. Wow. Yeah. There you go. And this is biblical, of course, but so these are doctrines, like, you get truth. You're gonna get truth from. I mean, you have to talk some type of truth when you're out here. You have a religious group, a cult like the ICGJC or ISUPK, IUIC. And then there's these other groups that nobody even really talks about, like AOC, Ambassadors of Christ. There's so many out there. There's the all black groups now, like that. This is coming back now. They got the all black Hebrew Israelites now. The Negro only. Forget this group, man. I was on their joint before too. But
Oh, HOPE.
yeah, the Hope. No, I forget.
No,
I forget, man. It's one of them groups. But yeah. So like, either way, the doctrines are pretty much, for the most part, they all align. For the most part, and you got to have some truth, within this stuff, and there is. But then they throw in some lies. And this is where you can clearly see lies within, doctrines, where they need to pull, like the Bible dictionary, the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. The Josephus has a lot of issues. You know that, right? The Josephus is like, forget it.
right.
So interpolations added to that joint. Like, yeah, man. I'm over here trying to get. It's Sunday night, bro.
My man pulling.
I'm over here. I'm about to burn my mustache.
Yo, that's funny.
Yeah, man. Just to change the subject real quick, man. I know you driving. You can't be doing what I'm doing, but this is a little something right here. Just so I want to talk about this, because this is like my new favorite thing. This joint right here comes from Dominican Republic, and you see them sticks in there. There's
Yeah.
sticks that are roots of like plants that only come out of this island called the island of Hispaniola on the side of the Dominican Republic. It's on the side of Haiti too. Haitians make their own
Okay.
version of it. This is called Mama Juana, and what you do is you got to let this stuff. You got to put some rum in here and let it sit for a little while. And this thing is supposed to be really good for you. If you don't put alcohol in it, you could put something else in it, and it's like it'll be definitely some medicinal stuff. It's a natural aphrodisiac, all the good stuff. This stuff is like the joint. If you see me sipping on this, I'm just trying to get nice, but not to
Okay.
subject. You be sipping on something? I mean, you driving all the time, man. You probably can't do nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm driving all the time, man, and
Yeah.
too many accidents and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, man. I'd rather if it's an accident, I don't want nothing on my breath.
Well, you get to go home for a little while at least, no?
Hey, in this day and time, man, with the recession,
Yeah.
the rates aren't the same. I'm
Oh,
out here really. I go home one for 1 week a month.
damn.
So it's like wintertime. So now I'm making all the money that I can so I can hibernate, put something away for a rainy day during the winter, man, so that I can make it through.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't work a regular 9 to 5 like where people get time off, paid time leave, family medical leave of absence or sick days. I don't get that. I'm a small business owner, so
There you go.
I'm contracted to work all the time. Like when I go home, I just don't get paid. That's it. So
Yeah.
if the wheels on my truck aren't moving, I'm not making any money.
Considered like a self-employed. That's like the 1099 joint, I think.
Right. Exactly.
Like a Uber driver.
Right. Exactly.
But
Uber driver, but I got 18 wheels.
yeah, yeah, way more responsibility, way more cargo. you know, yeah, man. Yeah, that's what they say that the truckers are like the lifeline of this country. They keep this country, the stores full of merchandise, man. Like, you see what happened. I see what happens. There was a hurricane. Ian came out here, and it wasn't a joke. But you see the panic. What people do first is they go to the stores and merchandise flies off the shelves. And
Yeah.
what we go first thing we do is go to the manager or somebody that's gonna know something in the store. Like myself, I'll say, "When's your next truck coming? When's the next shipment coming?" Yeah, because we rely on you guys, man. Yeah, it's a great profession to get into, man. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
get you.
It's definitely good money, man. It's definitely good money out here. We're going to go through this dip right now, and maybe in about a month or two, things will probably get back to normal. I was talking to this lady in the truck stop today, and she said that she
Talking about with
told
the
me that they
drive.
were talking about running out of diesel.
Oh
I
God,
said, well, I was like, wow. I said, if that happens, then the whole country shuts down. That's just the bottom line, man. Because even though it comes off the train, it can come off the plane. You still have to put it on that trailer to get it to that store.
there you go.
You know what I mean? So it's like we're still the end game to the connection to all these different stores and all these different warehouses. You know what I mean? They got to go to the warehouse. They got to get off the plane. They got to get on to got to go through the shipment. Get on a train. Get off. Get to a truck. Truck
Yeah,
got to get to the warehouse. The warehouse got to use the small box trucks and stuff like that, or one of our trucks to get it to the stores.
yeah. My
So
brother, who I wanted to get at least a third guest or second guest on this on tonight, including yourself. He was on the chat. That's Combat Conversation, my man, Mr. Kreider. Will. He's also a trucker from the Maryland area. So you can catch him in PA. I mean, he's on the road. That's his thing, man. And it's a good profession to get into, man. It'll keep you busy. It'll get you out of poverty. From what I'm seeing, this thing is one of the highest paying jobs that doesn't require some type of crazy degree. You go to these universities, it's like a scam nowadays. You got to keep paying money. You can have a not that great of a record also, and get back on your feet doing something that's productive. And yeah, just to get into that a little bit, man.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my I saw one of my co-drivers today at not my not co-driver, co-worker at a truck stop, at a Love's truck stop. So he asked me how I was doing, and I said, if I make $10,000 a month, I'm happy. And he said he was doing 15,000 a month.
Whew. Wow.
So, and I just didn't want to go all the way into my numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I couldn't believe it at first, man. It's a very lucrative business, man. You just got to put your money to the side. You know what I mean? Put some to the side for a rainy day and for those taxes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And for the maintenance of the truck and stuff like that, man. So, I mean, there's been months, man, that I've done $20,000.
you couldn't do this being in a Hebrew Israelite cult or any cult period, but since you have your history in there, you couldn't do this. They're gonna be like, brother, you got to put time in for God. You're greedy, all that crap, man. So
How you get blessed with something like this after leaving the church?
yeah, well, it's the devil, it's Satan that's blessing you. That's what they say. Can't Satan bless you? Or who gave Satan the ability to bless people? What kind of crap is this? Can't Satan bless you? Satan offered Jesus Christ all the riches of the world.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, well, I don't give a damn. I'd rather be that than be broke and giving some cat some damn money. That what they gonna do with it? You did that challenge. These cats got money. These leaders, they got money stacked up. You know,
Hey, let me put that challenge on there right now, just in case one of them see this.
right?
I challenge the IUIC to a $25,000 debate that you cannot prove that Jesus Christ was black according to Revelations 1:13 through 15. 25,000. Listen, all right. All right.
I'll give him Daniel.
I know that's wait. I know that's not enough money. So let's just make it 50,000.
Okay.
Let's just make a $50,000 challenge to IUIC that you cannot prove that Jesus Christ was black or his head and his hairs was white like wool, according to Revelations 1:13 through 15. And
Yeah.
show proof with cash money that you got it, and then we'll do that. We can have a debate.
So, but they're gonna say you're only limiting us to one scripture. We have to go to precept, and they want to go to Daniel 10:5 and 6 or Daniel 7 and 9.
They could go to any. I don't care what scripture they go to. They're
Or
not gonna be able to prove it.
But Hebrews, it is evident that the Lord sprang out of Judah. So let's go to Jeremiah 14:2. Judah is black unto the ground. What? Black unto the ground. What?
Listen, I will not be sitting up here doing a verbal debate with them.
Yeah,
Um, I'll pull out all my sources.
I'm ready.
I'll cite all my sources and
Mm.
and bring proof with the breakdown.
Oh, I'm
50,000. Come on now, UIC.
I'm ready for this joint. Like I've been trying, I've been calling. I'll call these cats, you know, and I want to debate specific topics because these cats don't know what a debate is, man. These cats don't know how to debate. It's all ad hominems. They try to play you. They make it seem like they're above you, and you're just a peasant asking them a question. And if you don't like their answer, there's gonna be a problem. I mean,
Correct.
I got kicked off of this joint. Like they literally kicked me off of the damn show a few times. Man, they ready to kick you off if you don't just comply, and or you just not satisfied with their answer. And it's like the answers are never sufficient. Like this stuff is all based on interpretations, and this stuff sounds like white nationalism. This is black nationalism. The same way that white nationalists always want to uh, talk about this Jewish cabal that of elites that control the entire earth, and they want to destroy, the children of God. It's the same thing with black nationalism. White nationalists do the same thing. Black nationalists do the same thing. They both hate Jews. Anti-Semitism. You saw what's happening with Kyrie.
Right. Yeah, I did see what was happening with Kyrie.
I like him as a basketball player. I'll say that.
You know, here, you know how I look at things about him and Kanye and
Kanye.
people of that. I look at them in this example here. Now, let's say I was a big time drug dealer, right?
Okay.
And after 10 years, I turned my money into a business and I started doing the right thing.
Hmm.
Well, I just need to continue to do the right thing with my businesses. I don't need to go back on the block
Okay.
around the way anymore because I'm going to get caught up into the madness. I'm already making millions of dollars with my new businesses you know, that I was able to build from, selling drugs. So
Okay.
I became conscious and turned my money, my bad money, into good money. So why would I go back to the block where people are still selling packs? And what I'm trying to say is, after getting millions and millions and millions of dollars, why would you go say things, even if they, my truck keep on,
All good.
even if they, even if the things that you're saying is true, you put yourself in a whole different, you put yourself in a whole different bracket. Your life is not, your lifestyle isn't the same anymore. You can't do and say the things that you could have before becoming, you know, on a superstar status.
Right.
It makes no sense. Now, the only thing that I look at about as far as Kanye is concerned is that if he was being held hostage and didn't feel free because he was bound by this sponsorship through the things that were, the different companies that were sponsoring him, and he was trying to find a way out of the contract without it costing him anything,
Hmm.
then
That's a smart
he,
move.
he yeah, he found a way out. He found a way out without having to pay the consequences.
Yeah, because contracts could be, less lucrative. Like when Nas first got signed as a rapper, one of my favorite, probably, yeah, definitely one of my favorite rappers. He signed to Columbia Records, the same company that had the Fugees, um, and I think Madonna. I forget, but anyways, this is not really going on nowadays with these contracts. But he signed a 10 album contract. Now, he was worth a certain value when he signed that. After he dropped Illmatic, and even after it was written, his first and second album, his value increased more. But because he already signed that contract, he's obliged to follow and to stay within, the sentences and the lines of that contract. And it was written in ink, and you signed it at this date, and we have your authority and your approval to give you this much, and you have to give us 10 albums. Nobody does that nowadays. You can pretty much sponsor yourself, become more independent. But in hindsight, you can say, "Oh yeah, these guys didn't know what they were doing." He spoke about on the Drink Champs. He spoke about Prince and how he met Nas met Prince one time, and he asked Prince, "Yo, can we do a track, man? I fucking love your music. You're the man. Let's do something." And Prince said, "Do you own your own masters?"
Yeah,
And Nas said, "Nah." And he said, "Call me when you do. I want both of us to make money off of this. Not I don't want to. I don't want anybody else to make money off of what we want to do together, unless we authorize it. And on every album, every project, you should be able to say, this is how much I want from this. You know, and it's like, yeah, you're now contracted, and you have to, do a certain thing. And this is where Kanye is like, yeah, he might have wanted to get out. I mean, what is it? Adidas? Adidas has been
yeah,
done. If you look at their stock, they dropped from like $190. I think it was within a year, maybe at least a year. The stock is worth like $51 a share. The last time I looked at it last week, it's probably a little less in the upper 40s. But they've been getting hurt. They have nothing. This is a Swedish company
it
that
was
wants.
a perfect. It was a perfect way to jump off a sinking ship.
Well, yeah, yeah, for sure. And the Adidas is always accused of having connections to Nazis, and now you got Kanye talking about anti-Semitic stuff. I believe I don't know exactly what it was that he said, but there's a difference between Kyrie and Kanye. But they're both, you know, that what Kyrie suspended for 5 games, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Brooklyn Nets. He's a Brooklyn Nets guy still, right? I don't even
Yeah,
know. Yeah. So, but Kanye is more on especially on when it comes to politics. He's on the conservative side, the Christian side, whereas Kyrie is probably on some Hebrew Israelite type stuff. I know he believes the Earth is flat, or at least he did some years ago, while he's dribbling a spherical basketball, saying the Earth is flat. Um, and it's I don't know, it's two different situations, but it's still similar in many ways.
yeah.
Yeah, but Kyrie definitely I think was seen with fringes on, which is which is something
Fringes. Don't
that
forget the
uh,
border and blue.
groups do it. They sew fringes to their white tees. Some of these people they don't go anywhere without fringes. We didn't do that in the ICGJC. We'll throw on our garment, and that's the only time we have our fringes on. We're not putting fringes on t-shirts. We're not doing any of that. But that's what's up with that doctrine. Look at the diversity of that and how some people think like what do you always have to wear fringes and
Yeah,
everything. I don't get that. You
yeah.
know?
A part of that, and for real, the real doctrine, the real understanding of that is not only was you supposed to wear fringes and border of blue, but your clothes all supposed to be one seed.
Oh right, one one
Yeah,
one one fabric.
right. You're not supposed to wear cotton and polyester and linen or silk.
Right. Yeah,
Everything's supposed to be one seed.
and they'll try to point out the fact that Native Americans used to have fringes and say, you see, but it's like they don't have a ribbon of blue. So what
Yeah,
are these fringes? What happened to that little nugget of information? But you see, they cherry pick. Oh, look, we could run with this, and it's like, come on, fringes. Like fringes. Come on.
yeah, yeah. Right.
They'll make a genetic connection because of an article of clothing. You see, they were fringes. They were fringes. So if you see, there has to be a connection, and it's like the mind is a human mind. They just naturally follow patterns. And it's like any little pattern that they can find and connect. It's like a light bulb goes off when it's like, nah, pump your brakes. Might not be what you want to assume immediately. And it's like, obviously, you have a bias, and these people, like I said, they work backwards when it comes to try any possible way that they can confirm what they already believe makes them feel good. And it's like they're not being honest. Hebrew Israelites, first of all, are black nationalists. They're very exclusive, territorial, just like the God of Israel was a territorial God. And I mean, even when you go in the New Testament, there's some issues there. But yeah, these doctrines with the Hebrew Israelites, it becomes more problematic when you start going to the New Testament. Like
Hmm.
you, he that is a Jew is not one outwardly, but inwardly, right?
Yeah.
And just because you're not circumcised, it don't mean shit, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah, the main topic, the main thing we wanted to tackle was the Zondervan Bible Dictionary is supposed to be used as a corroboration, to the doctrine. As here's a scholar, here's some white people, here's some people with some credit, some uh, you know, accreditation or whatever you want to say, a name that we can use as an authority to say, oh, you see, they're saying that the Negroes don't come from Ham, so we're not the same as Africans. You see, therefore we're Hebrew Israelites. What if they were just trying to say, well, see, black people are not humans, and so they don't even come from Ham? Or Negroes would really to try to push forward their belief that they can be owned as property. You see, we can own the Negroes as property. They're not humans. They don't come from Ham. They come from some other thing. And I think that's what maybe was. I mean, I don't know. I could get that if I can pull that out of that passage, out of that description or definition of Ham, which means hot, comes from Chum. Um, this is supposed to mean hot. Um, if I can get that out of just that little description right there, and then you can come out of there with okay, but it also could mean that the Negroes are from another descendant, another lineage, and that's in line with my belief that we're Semitic.
Yeah.
And where's the proof of it? If I could, the same proof that I have is the same proof that they have. It's just an interpretation of a passage, and I mean, I don't know, man. Was there anything else you want to add? It? I don't know. Other people was talking about getting on. I don't want to take up too much of your time. You got to do
Yeah.
what.
That's. I want to. I want to save it. We can save it for when the next time you'll be available to go live.
I want to try to do it on Sundays. Um, yeah, Sundays 7, 8 p.m. to get started, and we could go
Okay.
for an hour or two.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do it next Sunday, man. Around the same time. We can do it. We could try to hit it up every Sunday.
All right, that
You
sounds
know what I
good.
mean? And get a, just keep on going. Um,
Good to me.
with the views that you hosted it, and as far as who you want to let in, if you want to let anybody in or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get you off, but I also don't want to keep you from what you got to do, But it's
Yeah,
always
I gotta get some rest. I gotta get something to eat and get some rest.
okay. Yeah, man. Definitely do what you got to do. I appreciate you giving me your time to talk about these things. We haven't really spoken the way we wanted to in a minute.
Yeah,
I kept this. I put this off for too long, so I was like, man, we gonna do this today. But yeah, it's definitely always good chopping it up with you. You have a lot of knowledge, and this type of stuff that I talk about on my channel. You've been doing this way before me. Do you want to give out your YouTube channel because you have a good amount of followers yourself?
YouTube channel is under the handle of hip hop culture.
Okay, I thought it was Lord and Master or something.
Yeah, I changed it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I changed it. But
If
yeah,
if we
man,
want,
same here, man. It's always an honor. It's always
yeah,
a pleasure, and you know, and thanks for everybody tuning in, man. It's just what it is, man. It's both of our experiences, and we try to give it to y'all raw the way that we experienced it, and just continue trying to do the best that we can. So, till next time, man. I definitely appreciate you taking the time also to go live with me.
definitely, sir. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Hey, you be safe out there, man.
Doctrine, Ashar, Brakathum.
Yes, sir. Abnao Basham Yahweh Brakathum. Kum
All
Yashar.
right, brother.
All right. Shabbat Shalom, brother. All right, y'all. So that was my brother, call him General Ashar. General Ashar Yala. Ashar means happy. Is this Hebrew? This is us. We have our history in the ICGJC, aka ISUPK, which is the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. That's how it was known when I was in it. That's what the name or the acronym was, the ICGJC, from Harlem. Now I make videos. I like to edit. I've been doing this for a while. If anybody out there wants needs any editing done, I do it. I'll do. You can check my style of editing through San Miguel TV. That's my original channel. San Miguel TV was started by myself alone because I saw a problem out here, man. As a former cult member, I'm what's called a cult survivor, and I've done my research on these things, and I see that it's problematic what's going on out here and what's being pushed to young Black, Hispanic men, that even, like, as we spoke about, even some white people get caught up in this. This is Black nationalism. This is like Black people coming into a white nationalistic, neo-Nazi or KKK type of thing. It's very strange. Like, that's what Negi Springfield here pretty much represents. What is amazing to me. I'm gonna message you right now, Negi, and I'm gonna message my man, Mr. William Kreider. Anybody can come on now. We have an opening spot. Anybody could come on. Let me see if I can chat with you guys. I don't know. Let me see if I could bring somebody on. Add moderator. Oh, I could see they hooked me up with this channel right now. Give me a second, peoples. I'm gonna do something. Yeah, hopefully this thing's still going. Yes, it is. Let me check the chat. Yeah, anybody could join now. Combat Conversation is my man, Mr. Kreider. I wanted him to come on earlier too. Let me see what I could get here. See, that chat keeps getting hidden. I'm trying to put this up in the chat if it lets me. I don't get it. I can't put something in the chat. It says top chat. Learn more. Oh, I should have probably used my Chrome app. That's what it was. But man, we good, man. We live. It's been a minute. Since I went live, I'm gonna try to start going on in this channel a little bit more. There you go. My bad. Let me see. It says, oh yeah, let's add a guest now. Let's see if I could do it. I want to do it right here through YouTube. It won't allow me. Troubleshoot, go live together. I don't know what that means, but yeah, if anybody else out there, man, wants to join, you might have to give me like some contact information, and I'll throw you the link. I did send it to you, Mr. Combat Conversation and Negi Springfield. I don't know if y'all still on. I'm gonna keep it going for a little while longer. I've been watching a little bit of what's going on with Kanye. Kanye has always been one of my favorite producers. That's kind of what I do with the music. I like to loop. I like to sample. I like to pretty much recycle some old sound and turn it into something new. My channel, you can see I like to do video editing also, but it's kind of like the same science, right? With the video editing, it's a visual. I like to do the audio editing too, and I do a little bit of both. Kanye is a master producer. He's one of the greatest. He's known to many people. Many people's like expert opinion is that Kanye is the greatest producer of all time, the greatest beat maker. In my opinion, he kind of saved Jay-Z's career, man. But I think I even heard him say something about Hebrew Israelites before. See, for y'all that don't know, this Hebrew Israelite stuff, It's a cultural thing. It incorporates a lot of certain things that you hear in Black culture. They like to talk about. I mean, it's religious. It's an identity cult that tells you that you're the chosen of the Lord, and they target Blacks, Hispanics. That's pretty much what Black Hebrew Israelites are known for. More particularly, the One West 125th Street Harlem Hebrew Israelites. It's a group that I was a part of. This is something that has always reached celebrities. When I was in the ICGJC, Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, came in the year 2004, and I was out by the end of 2010. Just about 7 years I was in there. During my time, Boys to Men was up in this cult too. Not all of them, but two of the four members of Boys to Men, Wanye Morris and Sean Stockman. Those two were part of the actual, assembly. Like, they were part of the ranking structure, is what we would call it, of this cult. And you can see a little bit of, they spoke about it before in an interview with, I believe it was Tyra Banks, when she had her little show or whatever. She had Boys to Men on there, and they were talking about, she was trying to talk, ask about Christmas or something like that. And we didn't celebrate Christmas. As Hebrew Israelites, we celebrated Hanukkah. So they pretty much said, "Oh, no, we don't celebrate Christmas." And she was like, "Oh, you don't?" And they were like, "No, we celebrate Hanukkah." And she said, "What? Oh, you're Jewish?" She didn't really understand that this is not your typical just, I converted to Judaism. This is, no, I'm an Israelite. Yes, I'm from the tribe of Judah, which is where the word Jew comes from. And I'm the chosen of God. We're supposed to be a chosen people. And this is where the identity cult aspect comes in. And there's always an enemy, right? It's like, that's why you need Satan. God can kill Satan at any time. But then the story's over. It's like Tom and Jerry. Tom, that cat could have killed Jerry a long time ago. But then the show would have been over. It needs to continue on. We need more episodes. And this is where they get you at, man. They really get young people of all ages, but the majority of the people there were looking for something to be and to belong to. That's what a cult provides. This is a Black nationalist identity cult. It's also a doomsday cult that teaches that we're living in the end times. This is a doomsday cult. Doomsday cults psychologically create urgency, which makes you act irrationally, make decisions without thinking clearly, urgently, because it's a desperation move that you think, I have a limited time to do something. And in this situation, it's like a salesman will use that type of tactic. But when we're talking about religion affects a human psyche more than any other type of belief. You take on a type of a certain religion, it affects your entire worldview. Everything, the way that you behave, the way that you live your life, the way that you speak, where you decide to go, what you decide to do. Behavior control is huge with cults. They control you in many different ways. Of course, mind control, thought control, time control, behavior control is one of the biggest things. And these celebrities get more leeway. They get more freedom than some of the cult members like myself would have. I had to give everything, all my time to this thing. You have celebrities that need to be on the low because this is Black nationalism. We touched on that, me and Ashar. Kyrie and Kanye, they're not trying to be on the low. It would behoove them to be, on the low about it, kind of like what a Cornelius, something like that. Or somebody, I forgot who's that person that snuck out to see Jesus Christ. He had to be on the low because of society, because of something, you might get some backlash. But man, like Kyrie don't care. Nick Cannon is another one. He got in trouble for that because who's writing the checks for these cats? A lot of these cats, yeah, there might be some Jewish people, or that at least that they partner with, which will still affect, a financial relationship that somebody might have. Kanye is not smart, man. I mean, I love the guy. I love Kyrie, but these cats, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're trying to do. It could be a smart move to get out of a contract. You know, I mean, why would Kyrie not want to play? But I mean, I don't know if is he getting paid for the days that he's suspended? I don't think so. They get paid per game, you know. So yeah, man. I mean, people get in trouble for saying certain things. Yeah, you got your freedom of speech. God bless America, land of the free. But you better watch what you say if you're gonna want to be in the public eye as a good, you know, as a positive figure. But if you're controversial as hell, you know, you got these companies don't want to invest with you or in you in any way. And hey, man, if that's what you want to do too, you know, some people rather not sacrifice their freedom of speech. They want to be able to say what they want to say. They believe certain things are imperative. Kanye West is on some white lives matter. See, he's doing the opposite of what Black Lives Matter is doing, the complete opposite. And he's still pointing out a certain race. I see what he's doing. I like the mantra. I mean, I believe in all of those. I believe all lives matter. It covers it all. Some people don't like that mantra or that term, that hashtag, because they think it was created to go up against BLM because, you know, some type of hatred or some type of, you know, nefarious movement. And I'm just saying that the saying that all lives matter is true. I don't have a problem with that. Neither do I have a problem with the term Black Lives Matter. That's true. White Lives Matter. That's true. Now, when you start talking about these organizations and what they do with those models, what they do with those mantras, how they use race to divide, sometimes it's division. I don't see Kanye trying to divide people. I think he's calling out the division that's being perpetrated on this country, the citizens of this country that want to look at everything, every little aspect of this country through the lens of race. And everything is race, race, race. And now when people respond to that, it looks like, oh, you're just talking about race, everything you're saying. But like myself, I like to respond to these things because it's all up in our face, it's getting thrown out, it's getting used as a way to manipulate people, for you to take sides and all of that. And it's like, let's not, man. Let's all lives matter, Black lives matter, white lives matter, truckers' life matters, all of that, man. My life fucking matters. I'm here, you know, to pretty much I'm probably gonna take this video and throw it on my main channel. Because I want to keep this channel for a certain thing. It's my first time going live. I don't know if it's gonna be my last time going live on this channel, but it's been fun. I don't think anybody else is gonna join. Let me just happening, which is fine. It's okay. So let me say my piece, my good night to all of y'all. Shalom. Be safe. And you know, much love to everybody out there. I'm gonna drink to that. Peace out, but stay tuned. San Miguel TV signing out. Peace.